I want to start with Stalker 2. So last week we were live, whether you joined us live or just caught the podcast later. We recorded live immediately following that fantastic Xbox partner preview live stream. So we didn't get to talk to Destin about his experience playing a couple hours worth of Stalker 2 in our final preview, which you can read or watch on IGN or IGN's YouTube channel. And Destin, this is a game we've obviously talked extensively about the incredible, unprecedented real-world circumstances that went into this. We talked a couple weeks ago about the documentary that I feel like every Xbox fan should watch. Every human being should watch it because it's just a great human story. But Destin, you got to play the game. So focusing on the game, taking all the other real-world circumstance stuff out of it, this is a big exclusive first-person game, first-person shooter for Xbox. This fall, it's out November 20th, if memory serves. I'll have to double check that one. But what'd you think after playing it for the last time ahead of its actual release here, which is only a month away?
Yeah, I got to play, and Stella also got to play. She came to the session after
good.
mine,
We can hear from both of you here.
Don't forget that. But I just wanted to say that I was completely blown away. It is totally my kind of game. It reminded me of having those light RPG elements like you would experience in a game like Fallout, having the branching dialogue trees like we just saw in the provided footage. And unfortunately, all the footage was provided, so we weren't able to do our own capture. But it was really, really neat because the NPCs would react to how you chose to approach a situation. You can lock yourself out of whole branches of storytelling if you decide to like kill an NPC you've been sent to find versus help them escape the zone. And I really, really enjoy that nuance. And it leaves me curious as to how each of these story beats are going to play out via the side quests, via the main storytelling missions. There are going to be different endings that you can achieve in the game. And it has me super stoked about Stalker 2. And also, it looked gorgeous. It looked way, way, way better than anything I had played before. Getting to sit down at a PC and play, and I was watching Paris Lilly, friend of the show, play across from me on an Xbox Series X, and it also looked great over there. Stalker 2 is honestly one of my most anticipated games for 2024 now. I would say I was interested in it before, but actually getting hands-on time with it, understanding the survival aspects and how important your food and your ammunition and managing all of that inventory is going to be in the game has me very, very stoked to see what this game is going to do at launch and how it all plays out as you play through the campaign.
Yeah, it is indeed November 20th for the release date on this one, so I did have that correct. Stella, you are used to clowning people, real people, online in multiplayer first-person shooters. How did you find the not so easy survival situation of Stalker 2, the single-player game? What'd you think?
Okay, so I played it on keyboard and mouse, even though we were given controller options, just because I tried to do controller. It feels really good on controller, but like my thumbs are just really dumb now, so I can't do controller. So I just switched to PC, but honestly, learning the controls on both were very easy, very good to pick up. So I think a lot of new players are going to have a good time learning it. I really loved it. Like Destin said, I thought it looked a lot better than what I expected, like visually. Mm-hmm. Also, I just want to brag real quick because the developer said I got the furthest in the game out of everyone who was there. So I was like, yeah.
No surprise. Okay. No surprise.
So that was cool. But I am really excited for this. There were a couple of moments where I did yell because things got a little bit spooky, which I guess the developers were like, yeah, we want that. That's great. So it's got a lot of like different mystery. It's got a lot of adventure. It's also got definitely horror elements. And it's really interesting. So I kept asking them about the lore of the world, and they're like, yeah, you'll learn more, talk to more people, you'll find things in the world. And I absolutely love that about open world games, where you're told a story through the environment. So I'm very excited to learn more about that because it's my first Stalker game. And so a lot of the clues from like the past games are going to be in there. Apparently a few people might be returning. So it's really cool. I am really stoked. I was saying this to Destin. I was like, I can seriously see myself playing this for hours and hours because there's just so much to discover.
Well, and you both mentioned the visuals. Yeah. It is an Unreal Engine 5 game, so no surprise that it looks great. I mean, you still that doesn't guarantee it's going to look good. You need talented artists and talented developers to leverage the Unreal Engine 5 and bring it to life. And clearly the GSC Game World team is up to the task there. And yeah, Destin, Destin, you and I were talking about this offline, Stella, about something, Stella, that you just mentioned about your first Stalker. It's also going to be my first Stalker. And Destin, I know you were getting some flack in the comments.
I get it. I get it. If you're a huge Stalker fan and you're watching a preview, obviously you would probably have liked somebody to have played the original. So I understand where they're coming from. First of all, I get it. Yeah. But I do think that this entry is going to be first Stalker for a lot of players. Yeah, and a lot of people also said, hey, like, I get that, but I actually think this is a really valuable perspective. My only thing is I would recommend, try not to be too gatekeepy, expose more people to how cool Stalker is. That's what Stalker 2 is going to do. And it would be cool if like the community could tell me more about like why the world is interesting and celebrate. I want to celebrate with them that this new entry is going to be great. But I don't want to be too weird about it. I don't know. But I think it's somewhat warranted because on the one hand, I get it. I probably should have dedicated more time to play the original or at least explore it a little bit. But I think this is so different from what those original games were. And it's been so long since the last Stalker that a lot of people are going to be new to this franchise. And I think they're going to have a great time with it.
Seth, how about you? Did you play the original back in the day? And either way, what's your read on Stalker 2 so far heading into the fall here?
I did not play the original. And as far as like the sequel, I'm really into it. Like I really want to play it, but it comes out the day after Flight Simulator. So I'm not going to play this for like 6 months. So